Hello friends, welcome back to my channel Mukesh English. This is Mukesh Soni. Friends, in this video we are going to have a discussion of third semester March April 2023 examination question paper of spoken English for corporate jobs open elective under English. So we are going to have a discussion of March April 2023 question paper of spoken English for corporate jobs open elective under English. Duration 2 hours 30 minutes, maximum marks 60. Before that, let's have a glance at the question at the syllabus. So you have here 4 units in the syllabus. Number 1, English for front desk management. Number 2, fluency and etiquettes. Number 3, business speeches. Number 4, cross cultural communication. You can go through the syllabus by pausing the video. Now the question paper has the three important section. The first section you'll be having, you need to answer 10 questions for 2 marks, so 14 questions are given, and out of 14 questions you need to have a choice of the you have the choice for 10 marks. You have the choice for 10 questions. So out of 14 questions you need to opt 10 questions each for 2 marks. Second is here, out of 6 questions you need to opt 4 questions for 5 marks. Then out of 4 questions you need to opt 2 questions for 10 marks. So let's have a discussion of 2 marks questions. Okay, question number 1. Name the duties of front desk manager. The front desk manager acts as the epicenter of the company. The front desk oversees the all desk operations. Which are the operations? Which are the works like greeting, welcoming guests, manage calls, booking schedules, appointments, addressing clients' queries, and providing exceptional customer service. Question number 2. What is the function of greeting? Greeting is one of the basic functions of communication and helps people to connect at a more personal level. Greeting people with warmth and confidence is an important skill. It's something very friendly or polite that you say or you do when you meet or you welcome somebody. It is something which is making an impression on the other person. Question number 3. A warm welcome helps the customer to feel. Complete the statement. A friendly and warm welcome will appeal to people and will have a positive impact on them. It makes people feel appreciated and happy of having made the right choice. Define proactive mindset. A proactive mindset enables identifying and executing the solution to a specific problem. Defining, generating, evaluating, and selecting the best solution is possible only when one has mastered the problem solving skill. Mention any 2 types of etiquettes. You have social, corporate, business, table etiquettes, telephone, and linguistic etiquettes. Expand the CEFR in language fluency. Expansion, Common European Framework of Reference. What is the notion of face in polite strategies? The notion of face in language politeness has been derived from Goffman. It means being embarrassed or humiliated because of wrong language etiquettes. Thus, the face threatening acts as a challenge with the speaker tackle to maintain the impressive workplace communication. Name the 4 types of ceremonial speech: goodwill speech, public speech, apology speech, and the justification speech, and the speech of commencement. So these are the types of ceremonial speech. Then define persuasive speech. The speech which is being delivered with the intention of convincing the audience to accept the opinion, viewpoint, or fact and create influence on the audience to do something is called the persuasive business speech or business or sorry or persuasive speaking. Define eulogy. The speech which is given in the honor of a person who has died is called as a eulogy. The eulogy is different from elegy. Elegy is a song of mourning. How can GIF be used in presentation? GIF are looped animated images which are used to communicate a mood, idea, information which can be used in the presentation. Write an example for cultural differences. Example, Arabic language is written from right to left, and almost all other languages are written from left to right. In Australia, direct eye contact show you are honest. In some Asian countries, it means that you are not respectful. What is cross cultural communication? Cross cultural communication refers to the process in which different cultural backgrounds people adjust to improve communication with one another. It requires understanding the similarities and differences of people from distinct cultural backgrounds. What can you use probing questions? Sorry, when can you use the probing questions at a workplace? Probing questions can be asked not only to clarify information but also to check on the receiver's understanding. Is to say, to clarify the information and to understand what the other person is speaking, to clarify the doubt. Probing questions are used at workplace. So out of those 14 questions, you are going to select the 10 questions for 2 marks. So we have discussed here 20 marks questions. Now another 20 marks questions. So any 4 questions out of 6, each question here refers to 5 marks. Answer should be given minimum in 1 page. Write instructions to open a social media account. Choose a good, uh, consistent username or handle. Create accounts on multiple platforms even if you won't be using them right away. Upload your profile picture, and the same for all the accounts. Choose a professional background, the cover image, craft a compelling, very compelling bio. And you can also keep on adding some more steps to open the social media account, either on Facebook, Twitter, link up Twitter, Twitter means X, or LinkedIn. Then write a note on the language politeness. In communication, language politeness is a crucial aspect. It can shape one's language and character. Research was conducted to describe violations and obedience with the principle of language politeness of employees in carrying out daily routines. Politeness in language is a very important aspect of communication. This can be referred to as tact. Normally, conversation works best if both parties are cooperative. This involves, among other things, avoiding speaking or behaving in a thoughtless and inconsiderable manner. We each have expectations as to how we should be addressed by the various people when we meet, in the various contents in which we meet them, various context if when we meet them. What are the guidelines to prepare an effective speech? Number one, know your audience. Understand what your listeners care about. Tailor your speech to their knowledge and the interest. If you're an expert speaking, if you're an expert speaking to general audience, be sure to define your terms. If you're a manager talking to staff that has recently experienced layoffs, knowledgeable, that you understand their concerns, narrow your topic. Second guideline is here, narrow your topic. A good speech makes a claim, and a good speech is about one thing only. Even if your speech is a wedding toast, your point is that the bride and the groom was meant for each other. Have a specific focus and make sure you everything you say should support. Outline your speech. A conventional organization usually works best. Tell the audience what are you going to say. Tell them what you have already told. So repetition is a powerful tool, especially in a speech. Get the attention of the room. Your opening should engage listeners immediately. Engage them with a unique personal story that is relevant to your topic, or try a specific reference to the location. Most people will appreciate a speaker who say she's glad to be in Australia in January. Other good ways to begin a speak: asking question, report a kind of surprising statistics related to your topic, find an opposite quotation, organize your speech, structure your speech according to your purpose. If your goal is to inform, try chronological or alphabetical organization. When your goal is to convince your audience to take a stand, introduce the problem, then propose a solution. Use transitions before your example so people can follow your logic. Offer examples, statistics, quotations in your speech. Create powerful conclusion, very short, precise, memorable. Use presentation aids if possible. Use some photographs, data, images, table. Write for the ear, not for the eye. Once you have finished a draft of your speech, practice reading it aloud. You will hear anything that sounds awkward. Revise so you are comfortable giving your speech. You want to sound natural no matter what the occasion. Time yourself. Have someone else run the stopwatch so you won't be distracted. Read slowly and clearly. Include pauses for emphasis or for the audience reaction. Listeners, maybe that might also cause listeners to laugh or to gasp. If you are overtime, you should stop the, I mean to say, you should have a control. That means to say there should be a perfect time management in your speech. So these are the 10 guidelines to make a public speech. Importance of etiquettes, question number 4 for the 5 marks. Importance of etiquette in business. Number 1, learn culture of others. Number 1, cultural etiquette means it's a code of behavior that rule different cultures. Mastering different culture, etiquette, and the protocol will help you to make a good first impression and promotes fruitful and rewarding relationship with others. It promotes respect for the people of other culture. Punctuality. The other importance of etiquette is here punctuality. Different countries value time differently. Time is money in the eyes of Germans and Switzerland. We can keep everything on track when we have punctuality. It's disrespectful by showing up late in the meeting. You should know the communication style. It's better to know the communication style of other culture. Even a few key phrases may help you to create good first impression. Then, business wear or attire. Attire reflects the general attitude of the society. Business wear are visual impression, expression of the culture of an organization. Every culture has norms when it comes to attire. Next, we have next important ways of speech we have here: physical contact, gift giving, be open minded, humor. So these are the different etiquettes in business which you need to keep in your mind. Next, you have here probing questions. Write a short note on the probing questions. Probing questions are the questions which forced the respondent to think more deeply about the information they recall for the answer in corporate sector. A probing question gives a deep thought and detailed responses. By asking a probing question, you encourage the receiver to explore their personal feelings and ideas about a specific topic. And also, one should concentrate on what is being said. Probing questions will be asked not only to clarify information but also to check on the receiver's understanding. Anytime we can ask probing questions to get more detailed information about what someone thinks. At a workplace, we should never make assumptions about prospects, but some information about them will help us to understand, to work out a questioning strategy for the most effective use of our time. So there are two types of probing questions: closed questions and the closed question, and the open-ended questions. Next, last question for the 5 marks. Describe the different types of persuasive speech. So there are importantly, significantly, there are three important persuasive speeches. Number one, factual persuasive speech. The factual persuasive speech is a speech that is behind the concrete proof about the certainty of anything which has happened or which had happened in the past. Second, value persuasive speech. A value persuasive speech is a speech which speaks about the audience, about anything, whether it is right or wrong. And the third one is here policy persuasive speech, the speech which is given to persuade the audience either to follow a policy or to reject the policy. This is known as the policy persuasive speech. So these are the 6 questions, and out of 6 questions you need to attempt 4 questions each for 5 marks. So as of now we have discussed here totally 40 marks questions, and now 20 marks questions are about to be discussed. So out of 4 questions you need to attempt only the 2 questions, and now these questions are for 10 marks each. Answer minimum in 2 pages. Question number 1: what is problem solving, and mention the steps to achieve the problem solving behavior. Question 4, 10 marks. Problem solving is the process of finding problem solving is the process of finding solutions to complex issues. Following are the few steps to achieve the problem solving behavior. Number 1, you need to identify the problem. Identifying the problem, one needs to understand and accept the problem. It needs to be conveyed to the team who will get affected or involved directly or indirectly. Unless you align the problem with your team, you will be unaware of the small details, and the problem solving approach may get influenced. In this situation, many facts get lost in translation, hence, it becomes necessary to clarify, define, and identify the problem which needs consultation. Next, we have next step to solve the problem is here gathering data. Some problem cannot be touched without proper information in hand. During this step of the process, what's more important? You need to gather the relevant information. Usually, having too much data hinders the decision making process and results in wasted time. So, gather the data in a specified number. Then brainstorming on possible solutions. Teams should think together, come up with all the ideas that may be the solutions. Brainstorming works best in judgment free atmosphere, because you just never know which idea will plant the seed and spark the eventual correct decision. It's also helpful to brainstorm at an individual level first, then come together as a team. So these are the problem solving techniques. Narrow down the solutions from long list of suggestions and potential ideas. Make a list of top 5 problem solving ideas. To identify those top 5 lists, you can follow the pros and cons list, SWOT analysis, scenario analysis. Different problems require different levels of insight. By comparing data and analyzing the options in hand, you will arrive at a very smarter solution. Next, go with optimal solution. The last technique for in the problem solving technique. Go with optimal solution. When choosing the final solution, keep in mind 2 things. First and foremost, the most important is here, select the option that has the business best interest. So there will be times when some employees or the teams will be negatively affected by a decision. So have trust in the unity of a team, in the words of a team, and always push for the optimal solution. So these are the techniques of the problem solving techniques. Next, we have here define the voice modulation with the help of the elements of voice modulation. So what is voice modulation? The noun modulation has many meanings, including a change of key in the music or the sound of a person's voice. It always involves deliberate modification or slight change, just like an actor adjusting his pitch or volume depending on his role he's playing or the mood of the scene. The Latin root modulatinum has a musical meaning: rhythm, singing, playing, or melody. In simple words, Modulation is defined as manner of speaking in which the loudness, pitch, the tone of voice is modified. It is the rise and fall of voice pitch. Proper intonation in the voice modulation is the key for the language fluency and etiquette. So here we have the important elements of voice modulation. Number one, we have here volume or the loudness. Volume plays very important role to give clarity in speech. It's very easy way to modulate your voice tone, vocal tone. It's necessary to be loud enough to reach the audience or the recipient, but it should not end up in a shouting. Number two, the pitch rise and fall. When we speak, our voice create high and low sounds. For the impressive caption, the capitalizing one, we use the high sound. To give more stress, we give high sound or sometimes the low sounds. Pace means the speed, the rate. Since the communication is two-way process, it's necessary for listener to listen and comprehend. You must speak at a rate geared towards those two goals. Determine your pace of speech, the speed of your speech, neither too slow nor too fast. Then pause. You need to give a silence. Pause plays very important role. You have to pause for and you need to pause for an answer. So pause, don't lengthen the speech, they always improvise the speech. Then resonance or timbre. Resonance means to say the voice quality that results from sound vibrations of the throat, mouth, or the nose. The balance of sound vibration in these areas determine the quality of speech and voice. This can be achieved only by practice. Then we have intonation, rise and fall intonation. We have falling intonation generally on the final stress syllable. So generally we say when we are using full sentence or when we are using the WS questions, we use the falling intonation. Where is the nearest post office? I think we are completely lost. Rising intonation, uh, generally at the end of one's each sentence when we are asking yes or no questions. Are you hungry? Are you listening to me? Fall and rise intonation when we have some uncertain statements, we use such kind of rise and fall intonation. I don't support any IPL team now, but I may change my opinion in future. Then the third question for 10 marks, explain in detail the procedure to prepare the PowerPoint presentation. So I'll be telling in very brief, though the detail is on screen, you can pause and you can read how to make the PPT presentation. PPT. Number one, open a blank presentation again or start from one you have already created. You can go for the new presentation. Second, create a variety of slides for different purposes. So you can use the title slide and the another different slides. Third one, use the duplicate slide feature to save your time. You can click on duplicate slide. Then fourth one, add the transitions to your slides. So you can go to the transitions tab. You can use the effect options. Then you can click on transition and click none. Add animations to your slide. That's quite optional. You can go to animation option also at the top ribbon, and you can give some effects over there, or you can use the none also. Then save your presentation, click on file and click on save. Run your presentation, go to slideshow, click play from start, and you can go through the you can do the trial run. Then advance the slides. When you're done with one slide and want to show the next in your sequence, you click mouse in the presentation mode. That's going to advance the slide. So these are the different steps to write the to prepare the PowerPoint slides or the presentations. The last question for the 4 marks, write Larry Barna's source of miscommunication in cross-cultural exchange. Very important question. Number one, number one key points of this miscommunication in cultural exchange according to Larry, excuse me. Number one, assumption of similarities. This refers to our tendency to think how we behave and act in the universally accepted rule of behavior. When someone differs, we have negative view of them. Second, language differences. Problem occur Problems occur when there is an inability to understand what the other is saying because different languages are being spoken. Talking the same language itself can sometimes lead to discrepancies as some words have different meanings in various contexts, countries, and cultures. Nonverbal misinterpretation. The way we dress, the way we express ourselves through our body language, eye contact, gestures also communicate something. A simple gesture like nodding the head is considered to be yes in some certain cultures as well as no in some cultures. Preconceptions and stereotypes. Stereotypes involves putting people into predefined slots based on our image of how we think they are or they should be. It may consist of a set of characteristics that we assume that all members of a group share. This may be true or may be false, but stereotypes may lead to wrongful expectations and notions. A preconceived opinion of another can lead to bias and discrimination. Tendency to evaluate. Humans tend to make sense of the behavior and communication of others by analyzing them from one to one from one's own cultural point of view without taking into consideration why the other person is behaving or communicating in a certain way. High anxiety. Sometimes being confronted with a different cultural perspective will create an anxious state in an individual who does not know who does not know how to act or behavior and what is considered to be appropriate. So friends, this is how I have solved this question paper third semester examination which held in the month of March April 2023, and this question paper of the open elective English for spoken English for corporate jobs will help you to answer the questions in the forthcoming examination. And in the description, I already mentioned the other two question paper solution. So like this, these three question papers will definitely help you to get the best marks. If you like this video, click on the like button, write in the comment box, and subscribe the channel. Wish you good luck for the examination.
Dear friends, thank you so much for watching this video. You can reach me at mukeshenglish@gmail.com. Please do subscribe the channel, click on the like button for more videos on literature, workbook, pronunciation, grammar, communication skills, presentation skills, interview skills. Stay in tune with Mukesh English. Thank you once again.